French drains are an easy exterior technique to help a homeowner manage water. And when it comes to the foundation repair world, it's water that causes those issues. So when there's too much water, your foundation simply is getting more pressures from the water. It's hydrostatic pressure than what the walls can allow. They begin to crack and ultimately swell and then potentially leak. In the absence of water, it contracts the soil, and so it allows houses to potentially settle. A French drain, what it does is it helps manage the water. You want to keep the water essentially away from your foundation, and a French drain, which is dug outside the home in an area that ultimately will direct the water from a higher elevation to a lower elevation and move it away from the home structure, is a good thing. So anything you can do to help manage that water, whether it's gutters, whether it's making sure you have positive grade away from the home itself, or adding French drains, helps manage the water away from the home. So it's always a good thing. At KC Pier, we install French drains. We have all types of foundation repairs when it comes to waterproofing. We can take care of the cracks. We can take sump pumps and manage the water if it does happen to get into the home or underneath the structure of the home. The one thing French drains are made for, what you need to understand, is topical water. You have two areas of water management that need to be considered as a homeowner, which a lot of people don't necessarily recognize. You have topical water, which is rain from your gutters or rain from Mother Nature that is coming from the atmosphere and raining down and then ultimately needs to be managed. Your gutters do that. French drains can help do that. The grading away from the home can do that. But you also have our water table that sits underneath the home, and the water management of that table, used mainly through a sump pump, is also important and needs to be considered. French drains don't necessarily control the subtopical water, the water table levels. So if you don't know what type of problem you have, adding a French drain might not necessarily be addressing the issue. So as a homeowner, you really need to consider that. And that's where just a free consultation, you can call KC Pier, you can fill out our web form, and ultimately we'll come out there and we'll look at a home from a water management perspective, and we'll help you as a homeowner understand ways to help you control water to ensure that your house is managing the water correctly. But a French drain is a real simple repair, and there are definitely mainly all advantages. The only really cons to maybe a French drain would be if you do it correctly, it's gravel that sits on top of the French drain. So it's there's an aesthetic, depreciation in a French drain where you have that working. Some people kind of hide that under a real thin layer of soil, but that's totally up to you as a homeowner. But typically they're open. A traditional French drain is an open drain that allows the water to seep through the gravel and ultimately hit the drain tile and then move away from the house. That would be the only con per se. Most of them are our advantages, because you're managing the water and keeping the water away from the home is ultimately what you're trying to do to help give you longevity with your home structure.